Hello and welcome to another edition of Mobile Monday, the video podcast from God is a Geek, where we have a look at 4 mobile games and let you know whether they're worth spending your hard-earned money on. I am God is a Geek's deputy editor, Martin Baker, and I'll be walking you through each of the 4 games this week. The first game that we're going to have a look at is called Dingle Dangle, obviously from Just Some Games, as you just saw there. Another hilarious name, like one that we looked at last week, but we'll try and get past the name of the game and just play some games. So it's a strange game. We'll do some earlier levels to show you some gameplay without me failing miserably at the game. So I'll choose an earlier level. That should do. 4. It's called Easy Peasy, so hopefully it is actually easy peasy. The aim of the game is to lower the rope in the centre of the screen using the buttons on left and right of the screen to pick up the titular dingles. As you can see there, you use them to pick up the diamonds in each level, which you can use in the shop to buy like power-ups and things like that will enable you to finish parts of the level a little bit quicker, a little bit easier and things like that. So as you've collected the dingles that are in the level, use the up button to pull them towards the airship, and then once you've collected them, that's the end of the level. You can see how many you need to get the stars. You need a certain amount, as well as like the amount of time taken. So the power obviously of this level is 25 seconds. I took just less than 22 seconds, so I get the star for that. I get the star for collecting all 6 of the dingles that are actually in that level, and I also get a star for completing the level. Let's pick one of the next levels to show you a little bit more gameplay. So the length of the rope is something that you're going to have to deal with as well. Sometimes you can't reach some of the dingles if you don't have the rope left, so you're going to need to collect. You can use the dingles themselves to extend the length of the rope. Obviously once you've got some of them attached to the end of the rope, they will reach slightly further. So at the moment I can't reach that furthest one, but if I attach more, I think there's one up at the top that I forgot as well. I'm going to miss the power on this level. You can see in the top left hand corner the powers of both the how many dingles you need to get the 5 stars and also the time. Obviously we're going to miss it on this one, but just as an example, pick up the rest of the dingles in the level, and hopefully now the rope is long enough to reach that final dingle in the bottom right hand corner and get some of those gems that we need for the shop. Pull that towards the airship, finish the level, and that should be it. But that's Dingle Dangle. The second game that we're going to have a look at this week on Mobile Monday is Rock Runners, and it's kind of like an infinite scroller. It's one of those games where you run from the left of the screen to the right of the screen, but it's not a infinite runner, which is something that everybody's probably used to playing by now. Infinite runners are all over the iOS App Store, but this is a level-based kind of infinite runner type game. We'll pick one of the levels at random and we'll show you what it's all about. So we'll go for, let's have a look, let's go for that one. So I've already 3-starred all these levels. It's one of those games that I got a little bit addicted to. I already 3-starred all of the levels, which doesn't mean that it's easy, it just means that I played it for that long. The whole point of the game is to run from the left hand side of the screen to the right and collect all of these gems along the way, hopefully not falling like I just did there. Tap the screen to jump, hold the screen if you want to attach to those like attachment points like there. But the whole point is to run from the left hand side of the screen to the right, collecting everything you can along the way. Obviously there's stars involved with the game, as you expect from these type of games nowadays. So the better you do, the more stars you get. Just have to learn the tracks kind of thing, or just get good at anticipating what's going up next, I suppose. Oh, I failed there. The more gems you collect, the faster you go as well, so it does get a little bit more difficult as you progress further into the level, so you've got to be careful of that. But that's also something that you want to happen in order to get the best times you just get better at the game, really. Better at the game means more stars at the end. So that's the end of the level, and you can see I've already collected the 3 stars, but I would have got 2 that time. I wouldn't have got all 3 because I didn't beat the part-time that you can see on the left there. I would have got 2 out of the 3 stars. Not too bad. Let's play another level to give you another idea of what's on offer. Pick another one at random. So the whole point, if you can see from this map, is to get from the helipad where you would have started this level all the way through to the aeroplane at the end, collecting, like if you look at something that's on one of those, is like a fuel pad. So you collect the fuel and then go to the plane and take off to the next level. The whole point is to chart a path through the entire map and collecting fuel to advance to the next stage. But I've done all that, so we've got any level we want to choose from. So I'll pick another one, and we'll just see how well we can do it this one. Hopefully, since I've just played one of the levels, I can do a bit better. You can hear the music change as well as you speed up, which gives you a little bit of an incentive to keep moving, a little bit of a auditory cue that you should be paying a little bit more attention to what's happening. You can also get pickups as well. You can see the little the bubble that's surrounding my character. That's a pickup that allows the gems to be magnetised and come towards me without me having to touch them directly. You use the gems that you pick up now can be used in the store to buy those pickups, the power-ups. So if you run out, you just need to go and collect more gems to go to the shop and buy more. But that's Rock Runners. The third game in this week's Mobile Monday is a game called Oddland, which is kind of like a first-person shooter, although you can't. There's no moving forward, backwards, left, and right. You're on a stationary spot, and you just have to kill the person opposing you. It's kind of like a duel that you get in a lot of like Western themed games. So you would have seen it in something like Call of Juarez or Red Dead Redemption, stuff like that. Played a little bit of it so far, so we'll jump back in where we were before. So this is the map that you get. You can see that each of the icons is a boss of that particular gang, and they control in certain areas of the map that's shown by their colours. So there's certain areas that are outlined in purple, certain in red and yellow and things like that. The whole point of the game is to push the boss of that particular gang back into just one square. So you can see at the bottom I've got the like turquoise coloured gang leader in just one square on his own. So that's what we'll jump into in a second. But that's the whole point. You got to push. You can't attack the boss until you've defeated like all of his lieutenants, kind of thing, in the other areas of the map. And then once all of those are defeated, you can go and attack the boss himself. You can typical game with in-app purchasing. You can purchase the monetary things in the game using diamonds. Diamonds you can buy using real money to transfer into the other in-game currency in order to buy power-ups and new weapons and upgrades and things like that. There's a leveling mechanic. Obviously you'll see when I play the actual game that you get experience for each of the battles that you do, which upgrade your character, which increase the amount of health and damage that you do, and typical things from a leveling mechanic. So we'll jump into one of the games and show the actual gameplay mechanic. Let's jump into one of theirs. So there's a couple of gameplay mechanics. You can tilt the iOS device to move around the game's world. There's the left analog stick to move the character around, and then the right button to do damage. You have to flick the iOS device as well to reload. You do more damage like you first-person shooter by shooting the enemy in the head. You can slow down time using. Well, that was a fail.
You're dead.
Died. So that's the leveling mechanic though. So you once even if you die in a mission, you can still go towards the next level cap. At least it makes even failing not pointless. What else could we choose? Let's do some more moving. You can see how each time I move counts as one turn, and the enemies move into new territory. Let's face off against these guys.
Get ready. Draw.
You can also shoot the enemy in their firing hand and disarm them like that, so they won't be able to do damage to you while they're disarmed.
Reload.
You can try and hit them in the head. Obviously, like I said, they do does more damage if you manage to shoot them in the head, but it is difficult to do, especially when they're at a distance. Reload, and then we'll slow time down.
Is that all you got?
So when time's slowed down, obviously they move slower, they shoot less. You can line that shot up at the head that you've been trying to get.
Reload.
Reloading does get a little bit old. I wish there was. It would be nice if there was a button to reload, just for, you know, if you're on the train or if it's not convenient to flick the device. It does get intuitive after a while, but it still feels like I would prefer a button there. It does get second nature, so it's not too bad. Slow time down again. Gonna get a couple more shots off. Kill him hopefully soon.
Reload. Party.
There you go, down.
You win.
You get a bit more experience for winning, obviously. But that's Oddland. The fourth and final game that we're going to talk about this week on Mobile Monday is called The Gods. Obviously, as you saw in the intro cinematic there, it's developed by Calvi Games, and it is a third-person hack and slash game, very much in the vein of God of War, something like that. As you can see, there's a analog stick to move around the screen on the left-hand side, and there are 4 buttons. The first one is the block and evade button. The second one is punch. The third one is like a heavy attack kind of thing, and you can also once the enemies are almost dead, you can use that one to dismember them basically and get some of your health back. You get that little notification on the screen as well to tell you that you've done so. The fourth button is a counter button, so if the enemies are going to attack you, you can press that button and you can hopefully, if you manage to do it at the right time, which I'm not doing, you can do a counter move and hopefully do some damage that way. It takes some skill to be able to attack them, to do the counter move properly, but it is possible. You just have to be better at the game than I am. There's plenty of enemies in the game as well. There's a lot of different types of enemies, so some of them are elemental, some of them are more focused on the melee attack. Some of them are ranged as well. There are quite a few annoying ranged characters at certain points in the game as well. But that's, I mean, that's the basis of the game. It's very much like God of War. It's in the same vein as something like that as well, where there's, you know, collectibles, smash things to collect collectibles within the game, go to different areas, and there's like a lock appears behind you where you can't go back on yourself until you've defeated all the enemies in an area. And then when you get to the end of the stage, there's a boss to beat in order to move on to the next. So not just the character. I mean, you can see the character where he's got two axes is very similar to the Blades of Chaos from God of War, but there are other similarities to that. But that doesn't necessarily make it a bad game. The main difficulties really lie in the fact that you're playing a hack and slash that involves a lot of precise movements and a lot of dodging and trying to do as much damage while taking on as many characters as possible, while using on-screen analog sticks, which is something that I am not particularly fond of. But the game does it justice, really. I mean, it's not bad. It's just I wish I could put a controller in, but it could have been worse. It's not too bad. Try and pick some health. You can pick the red orbs up as well to collect some health if you're running low. Hopefully that's enough enemies to progress to the next part. It is not. Somebody else. Oh, there's two enemies. Hopefully this one's the last one though. Little achievement for getting 100 kills. But that is the gods.